Right now, John and I are working on the research for the Entrepreneurship Award and writing a business plan to both put on the website and submit for the Entrepreneurship Award. This is quite a big process. I didn't really know what I was getting into, but now we're ready for the challenge, and I have been working on what we need to do for the website because this year we are completely revamping the website, and we have our person who's working on the code, and he is integrating all the content that's been written, so that'll be hopefully done very soon. We're looking forward to a lot of new and modern updates with that, as well as a new pit design. That's what we're trying to do. So, yeah.
Alright, so the last few days in electronics we've just been sort of nailing down placement of components in the CAD and things like that, as well as choosing sensors and making more of a final I/O list so that the programmers can start programming things properly. So next steps will be actually building the electronics, among other things.
Okay, so now it's sort of we're in the CADing part of the season. We've been designing really hard for the last couple of days. On Saturday, we finally reached consensus as to what the robot's final shape would be. It's going to be a single-stage elevator that allows us to climb the pyramid with hooks on it, some mounted up top and some that slide up and down. And on that elevator is mounted a track for our frisbees, and at the top a shooter, so that we can, once we climb the pyramid, we can shoot them in, as well as in teleop we can score baskets. Our robot's going to be a lot smaller than usual this year, but we're confident that we can pull it off correctly. We've been making a lot of great progress, and I'm really excited about this.
I'm Team 100 software lead, and this week we've been doing a lot of stuff with device characterization, where we take a look at various types of sensors, metal sensors and various types of magnetic encoders and optical encoders, and we figure out what their capabilities are and how to interface with them in software and figure out how they could potentially apply to our robot. And we post all our findings from this research on our internal site. Other things that we've been doing include PID. I've been working on a template so that we can have just one PID loop that can work for all applications. We're planning on using PID on a lot of subsystems on our robot, including our drivetrain, possibly our climber, and definitely our shooter. And we've had some people have been working on calibrating the shooter itself to figure out what sorts of values that we need to do to turn constants on the PID algorithm. We've also been doing a little bit of driving practice, and since we have a lot of old robots, we needed a universal program where we can easily input the different ports for the different robots that we use to train the drivers. So the road and we've also been working on using Robot Builder to lay out the general structure of our code. We use something called Command Base, where we divide the robot into sort of virtual subsystems and determine its functionality from there. And we have different commands for each function that we want those subsystems to do. And that's about it for
So this week in the media team, we've been working really diligently on trying to figure out what we're going to do this year in terms of how we're going to generate content, what kind of content we're going to generate, and how we're going to use it. So we're trying to figure out what kind of videos we're going to make. We've decided that we're going to make a documentary on this year's robot. We're also going to make a couple legacy videos for robots from the past, such as Hammerhead, or even goes back as far as Tubosaurus. So we're gonna see how that goes. I think it's gonna go really well. We've been doing planning for that, a bunch of scrum meetings, figuring out how everything's gonna be organized, who's doing what. So we've got our organization down pretty well. In general, we've been working on also trying to figure out how to standardize what we're doing in terms of formats, file size, things like that. I'm really giving you the recap of weeks 1 and 2 also. So in general, I think we're doing pretty good in terms of our progress. Still need people from the team to help generate content. I've had a couple of people like Asia come and help me with, in terms of photos, just give me quite a few. Other people on the team, I'd love to see that from them too. I like seeing your perspective. And awesome, I think that's really all we've done. I've been really happy with our progress so far though.